That is like one of the fables that somebody done that. I mean, I've heard them. I've been at I've been in the awards things. And
Well, even though it says it all everywhere else, it's like the person's saying it and everybody hears it.
Yeah, but they'll like say like, hey, come on, you have won, Jack, and the guy go come up, and no, it's Jack is the nickname of another person, and so they got two people on the stage at one time, and then you have an embarrassing situation.
But see, I mean, logic says somebody knows because. Well, let's see. They printed out the cards. They've got the teleprompter.
And, okay,
they did the practice session.
Just put
They've got
it
the
this
chairs
way.
where they're all marked.
The camera has a tendency to be focused in on the face of the person. They have 5 nominees. They've got 3 of them are there. The one they zoom in on last tended to be the winner.
Well, and they have a seating chart that tells you where everybody's sitting because it helps the camera people know where they're supposed to be.
Yeah. And then they said, well, but here's their excuse. Well, how does the director know? Well, because the director has a sheet supplied to him right before the award is given. That's how they get out of it. Right before the award is given, so the director can set up the camera to follow. But doesn't that say that if you basically know who is going to get the award before the award is given, so
and somebody's got to seat them because they actually have fill-ins for practice.
Yeah.
And all the seats, they've got it's like so and so sitting here, and they've got other names on the seats.
Yeah. It's just like, I mean, sometimes they do make mistakes, like the time the one poor woman won the Academy Award, and she was out of her seat, and she was in the ladies' room, and you've won, somebody, she's in the toilet. That's what you heard come across. She's in. Well, like the poor guy, she, as I understand, she's doing her business now, and she's got this really great gown that comes out trailing toilet paper.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh.
So didn't quite get it all gone. So, which meant that was one of those great moments. But that's it. Those were moments. But nowadays, like I said, because everything is done, they have. The Academy Awards is the worst awful ran show in the history of the entertainment business.
Why would you say something
because
like that?
You can't run over, and they run over. I mean, they've got it.
Well, don't all of them run over? Just like a sporting event?
Not anymore.
Oh, they don't?
If they give them 2.5 hours, they're done in 2.5 hours. Look at the Tony Awards. The Tony Awards never run over, and they put musical numbers on. And it's just...
well, it's one of those things that I've heard it before. It's like if your slot is for, say, 3 hours, right? Yeah. And you finish beforehand, you still have to pay them for 3 hours.
Yeah, but nobody
now, if you run over, then you have to pay the penalty.
But I've only ever seen one award show that ran short, and I do remember that one where they had a guy was a singer up on. He was doing the last award, and he said they told me we are short. So he said, do we hear anything from the audience for me to? And he taken requests from the audience because that doesn't happen. What it means is, what happens is if people don't show up, and I'm accepting this award for Marlon Brando. I'm accepting this award for Jim Hutton. I'm accepting this award for Natalie Portman. I'm accepting. When that happens, we got a lot of pregnant people at the Academy Awards this year, folks. Mm-hmm. And if they don't show up because they're pregnant or somebody gets on, sorry, that his airplane crashed on the way here, which did with Michael Todd. They were not there to accept his award. So and what happens is we accept this award in the name of, so there's no speech. So you're talking.
Oh, that's true.
So if you get a lot of people that are accepting the awards because the other people don't show up, which is why you tend to tell people in advance that they have won, to make certain that you don't have that problem. The Academy Awards allows a half hour extra because they know that you're going to get some people that can't get off camera no matter what.
When they start playing the music.
And then the problem comes too is when the host dies. The host is dying on stage. And they're not delivering the material and people aren't laughing because that's when you lose your timing on the show. Mm. Because if not boom boom, and it's go like the jokes are not going over well and they're trying to save it, you lengthen the show because of they got a timing, they got a thing, a script that basically shows what the timing should be. Almost always, because they'll basically chase you now at the Academy Awards, because they only allow 2 people to speak. If you've won, like you get 4 Oscars, they designate 2 people, and you got X amount of seconds. And if you go too long, they can basically turn the cameras off on you now too. But they go to a commercial. But they also bounced all. I mean, the Science Awards are no longer given at the Academy Awards show. The honorary Oscars, Lifetime Achievement, all these things are now. I mean, when John Paul Godard wouldn't even come to Hollywood. I'm not going to come get that award because it's not an award. Like they said, I mean, I heard, well, we're doing this off the show so that we can give more awards to people that deserve it. If we have to do it on the show, we can only give 1. That's not a reason. So, and you're going to see a lot of. You're going to see the costume stuff going very shortly. The sound going. You're only going to have the best actors, the directors. The music is basically non-existent anymore. They wrap. It used to be musical production numbers throughout the show. They do the whole song. And then, nowadays they do selections from the song because they try to get the whole thing done in like 5 minutes. Used to be like 3 minutes or 3, whatever it is, 15 minutes for that. And they still are a half hour over. They keep cutting, they keep cutting, they keep cutting, and they're still a half hour over, and they can't get rid of that half hour. I saw the category, I think, went 5 hours long once.
Are you serious?
Well, they were doing their political attacks on the United States at the time. Everybody would come up and do their attack. Now they just name the left-wing movies as favorites anyway, so, but like the Grammys made an attempt, basically, a bold new mover, bold new mover, are they out of their minds? That's, yeah, so.
Or out of touch.
Out of touch, it was out of touch. So now we sat there and we vamped long enough and figured out what it was. Remember, because we don't have scripts in front of us, so.
Yeah, you see that.
And we're not allowed to show newspapers anymore. I love that newspapers who we promote all the time don't want their product, they don't want their newspaper being seen on the internet. Isn't that a brilliant maneuver? It's, and they're trying, they hate the internet, but we want to have the internet turned over to us by net neutrality. And then we'll run the internet in the best interest of the American people. Yeah, which means it's gone. You won't see this anymore. But no, she's our, going to think, I actually have to get a tuxedo this week.
Yep.
Got to get a tuxedo so I can go look good on camera. And I'm not going to be on camera. I actually have to go to a party, I think so.
Yeah.
At my age, I've been doing those things in decades. Got to be up and for all night long until early in the morning. I just have to for that stuff, yeah. But the award shows are not what they used to be because, I'll put it this way. The train has left the station on the award show, and the train is not coming back to the station ever again. You can't get those audiences back, and you're not going to get the audience they want. So, they tried a bold thing. The ratings went up on the Grammy show because they gave awards to the people that actually watch television. But the people that do Twittering and Facebook didn't pay attention, so it was sort of a disaster, which means they probably won't do that again. So I guess that ends up this segment on award shows today. I'm down on award shows anymore. I mean, after you've seen enough of it, I realize how bad they really are now. We sat in the press room on so many things. You sit there, hey, we're going to have to redo the receipt of that award because it didn't look good. That show is not live. Yeah.
That's why some of them are tape delayed.
Yeah. So,
we've been through enough of those.
Yeah, but you think it's just, this is a live. We're bringing you this live from Southern California, from the Nokia Theater, and then you hear the,
Do it again.
Just do it again because the sound wasn't right. Have them come out and do it again. They said commercial break. Okay, have him come out.
But isn't that entertainment? Isn't that Hollywood? It's the illusion
I know
of reality.
that it's supposed to be
It's
real, and it's not. God, we have sat there on a live show, 45 minutes watching the retakes on a live show. Yeah.
It's tape delayed.
Yeah, really tape delayed. So, but because that's why they do them at 5 o'clock in the evening. So they'll, But, you know, so,
That's why sometimes when things hit the West Coast versus the East Coast, they're just a slightly different.
yeah, slightly different, yeah. Slightly
And
different.
it doesn't just happen on award shows, it's happened on primetime too.
Oh, yeah, like that, you know, where did that naked body go I saw for the, oh, you know, the head knows, you know, that, you know, my God, how in the world could that actress have been naked on screen? I mean, it was the most revolting thing I've seen. It was a woman, wasn't it? And by the time it got to the West Coast, the naked actress had been exited out of the opening of the thing. But the Midwest knew about it, East saw it, the Midwest knew about it, and everybody in the East Coast was turning in to see the episode. It no longer existed, so. But, you know, live necessarily is no longer live. So, so this is, basically, we're trying to end this.
So this is?
Once again, this is old Cam, and you can watch this on www.montybubbles.net on the net.
This is not a spring chick. Wherever you're watching us, subscribe to us. Follow our daily newscast in 3D. And thank you once again for over 40 million links on the internet.
Oh, and then go see one of our movies. We got one out right now, and we'll have another one out very shortly.
Where are they going to see him?
Well, we're going to tell you the same.